Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 10, Section 6. Today we want to present about go to college dataset. Okay, first of all, we have here one sample hypothesis testing. So here we want to test that mean sample is greater than the population mean, which is 84. Okay, we have here 1,000 respondent. So after we use our programming language, we found that the Z test statistic is 19.62 and their critical value is 1.64, which is test statistic is exceed the critical value. Then we will reject the null hypothesis. So there is sufficient evidence that the mean of grade exceeds 84.
Okay, next up is the correlation analysis. So for the sample correlation coefficient, R is 0.409, which means that the correlation between house area and average grades are weak. So for the hypothesis statement, null hypothesis is no linear correlation, while hypothesis 1 is linear correlation. The test statistic T is 14.1827, while for the critical values, there are two, which is lower tail, negative 1.9623, and upper tail 1.9623. Since test statistic T is greater than the critical value, null hypothesis is rejected. We can conclude there is sufficient evidence that supports H1 that claims that there exists a linear correlation between house area and average grade. To the left is the coding for R, and down here is the scatter plot for house area and average grades. Next.
Okay, next is regression analysis. So we use our language to plot the regression analysis, and we got the estimated regression model is 82.11 plus 0.000000074115x. So from this equation, we can get the intersection coefficient, which is B0 and B1, and also we can get the R2 and also R from the R programming. So our null hypothesis is there is no regression. The B1 is 0, which means no linear relationship, and our H1 means that there is a linear relationship. So critical value we calculate, we got that, and our t-test we got 10.18. So since t0, which is 10.18, is bigger than the 1.962, therefore we reject H null. There is sufficient evidence that parent salary affects students' average grade. So at the left we can see the regression scatter plot and also the codes there.
Okay, next for G-square test of independence, we claim that the type of school is independent to the residents. So from the when we are using the R Studio, we obtain that the test statistic is equals to 60.336, and the critical value is 3.84145882069413, and for the P critical value is equals to 7.997 to power 10 to power of 15. Okay. So for the conclusion, we conclude that the test statistic is fall within the critical value test. We reject the null hypothesis. So there is sufficient evidence that the type of school is dependent to the residents. So at the bottom uh, of the slide. On the left is the table of the type of school and the residence, and for the left diagram is the coding of the in the R Studio. I think that's all from us. Thank you.